In question 3, we are majoring in biology and we are looking at the intervals between the mating calls of tree frogs and trying to see if there is a relationship with that and the surrounding temperature measured in degrees C. So this is the information that we've been provided with here, and we are asked in part 1 to establish or to demonstrate that STM, the covariance, is negative 90.5. Now, all we need to do here for 4 marks is literally take the formula that is provided on the formula sheet and interpret it in the context of the question. So here we should recognise that STM is going to be sigma Tm, which we've got here, minus sigma T times sigma M all over N. Now the problem in the first instance is that this isn't given to us anywhere here. So we've got to try and figure out how we can find it out. So sigma T then is just the sum of all the values of T. So if we just add these up, we should be able to see that sigma T is going to give us a value of 140, and similarly sigma M is going to give us a value of 32. So once we've got that, we can substitute that into the formula. So we are saying that sigma Tm is 469.5 minus the product of sigma T times sigma M, all divided by N, which we know is 8 because there are 8 pieces of data in the set. And if we calculate that, that does indeed give us an answer of negative 90.5. In part B then, we're going to interpret 2 of the formulas that have been given to us in the formula sheet. So in the context of this question, we should be able to establish that the coefficient B is going to be the covariance STM over the variance of T STT, and again interpreting the formula, A is going to be M bar minus the product of B and T bar, the mean of T. So it makes sense, since we need B to work out A, to start off working out the value of B. So we know that STM is negative 90.5, so we're going to do negative 90.5 over STT, which we've got up here, which is 354. So we work that and we should get a value of negative 0.255649, something like that. Then in order to work out A, we need to work out M bar. So if we've got sigma M up here, so M bar is just going to be sigma M over N, which is 8, minus B, which we've said is minus 0.256, multiplied by sigma T bar, which again is going to be sigma T over N, which is 140 over N, which is 8. And if we do that, we're going to end up with a value of 8.47. So coming back to the line of the equation, the form M equals A plus BT, we're going to have then M equals A, which we said is 8.47, minus 0.256T. Part C and D then fairly straightforward to finish with. So in part C, we're asked to use the regression line to estimate the time interval between the mating calls when the surrounding temperature is 10 degrees. So remember that the time interval is M. So if we want to find M when T equals 10, we're just going to substitute T equals 10 into this formula. So we're going to do 8.47 minus 0.256 multiplied by 10, and that is going to give us an answer of 5.9. And in part D, comment on the reliability of the estimate, giving a reason for your answer. Almost always, this is trying to establish whether or not you are using extrapolation to make predictions. So extrapolation is essentially where you use a regression equation here generated on a piece of data between 8 and 30 and use it to make predictions on values that fall outside of this data range. So, for instance, making a prediction about what happened when the temperature is 40 degrees. However, because we are being asked to comment on the reliability of this value at 10 degrees, which fits within the range, essentially we need to be saying something along the lines of it is reliable because it is within the data set, something along those lines. And that is going to get you your second mark for these two questions.